Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everyone. How are you today? If you can hear the sound of my voice, that's right. You have tuned in to Grandma Plays a Game. Does the air horn work today? I can't remember. I think the sounds work. You just aren't going to get the visuals because I didn't want to interfere with our... There it is. Wake up. Wake up, everybody. It is our grand finale day, and here we are on the left-hand side of the screen. You should be able to see the next big event. This is the big push. This is the whole reason that Noah's Legacylaps exists as a fundraising event in the gamer sphere. YouTube gamers, Twitch gamers, Gamers Unite, Sushi Cannon, mother of Noah, bringer of joy, would have been celebrating her son's 12th birthday party this coming Sunday, August 24th. Unfortunately, Noah was not able to make it due to a terminal illness. And thankfully, Children's Hospice Southwest, the largest children's hospice in the Southwest UK. Let me bring up our commands for today so that you know who you're supporting and why. Let's take a look here. Children's Hospice Southwest. There is a lovely link that you can grab to find out more about them. And if you want to know about Sushi Cannon's story regarding her son Noah and why he has Legacylaps as a legacy event in his honor to continue his legacy of bringing joy through games. You can see down at the bottom all of the streamers who will be participating. There will be 8 different streams with 12 different participants. Folks will be out there on the Discords and playing Mario Kart, which if I had or knew how to play, I would certainly want to attempt to do that. If you would like to donate, contribute to the cause, we are more than 50% toward our goal of £100. We're actually at £75. But we had there are several different places you can donate, and one of our viewers donated the main campaign just fine. The money is all going to go to the main campaign regardless, but we are closer to our goal than our chart would reflect right now. And let me absolutely say thank you to all the folks who have shown up on our donation roll. That's W. Kohaku, Sarah Death, Sweet JLP, and Spariel1. Thank you to everybody who has been contributing to Children's Hospice Southwest as part of NOAA's Legacylaps 2025. So what are we doing? Because I'm not a Mario Kart player and I don't know how any of that works. We are playing a game that I actually do know. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition.
Please save the game.
Good morning, Wilfie Kohako. How are you, my love? How are you? Just trying to run a couple of our commands through here. Chaotic Jinxie! You haven't slept yet? You freak. I stayed up way too late watching Rain Dog. His stream is always fun. I remember going over there with you a year or two ago, and he just runs such a lovely community. If y'all don't know Rain Dog. But please, could everybody, please, yeah, go make some tea. You've got about a half hour. Oh, his voice is gorgeous. His personality is gorgeous. Didn't he used to be on camera? I seem to recall he might also be gorgeous, but I'm partial. No, he didn't. Oh, I know who that was. Never mind. It was another Australian streamer. However, could everybody, since we are actually Jinxie within 25 pounds of our goal, that should read 75. And let's get this out there. Bam! That Frostpunk was something else. It brings out the worst in me. That's where I really have to be careful, because we are actually in a dystopian environment right now, and I really am trying my hardest to be a reminder of the kindness and a hope bringer and all of that stuff. And every graphic designer and artist out there in the world, you can barf all you want about how all of this is arranged. I need the center to be free for the donation screen, which only pops up if someone donates. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Jinxie. Yeah, let's just spam those however you want. If you want to check out the main campaign or become a part of the fundraising effort, you can go there. That's Sushi Cannon, the sponsor of this whole effort. That's Sushi Cannon's campaign. And so if you decide, hey, you know what? I'd like to do a marathon stream and help to raise funds. This is a year-round project now. And every quarter, they're going to be changing up themes. So for the end of the year, so if you're somebody, maybe you like horror games and things like that, and you want to do a fun marathon just for your community, but at the same time, you think it might be a good idea to raise funds for folks who help children. So for more than 30 years, Children's Hospice Southwest in the UK has been caring for babies, children, and young people with life-threatening and life-limiting conditions by providing hospice care and professional family support services. The care offered, hello, Jinxie! You are such a freaking boss. How dare you, madam? Oh, I'm gonna cry. Thank you. I need to be able to read. Thank you. Wow. You're something else, because I know every single person. It's like everybody in my community is playing this game, and everybody else, we're all just swapping the same $10 around. There's this one $10 bill that keeps going from each one of us to the other ones. Thank you so much. I love you, babe. I really do. Y'all check out Jinxie's art as well. By the way, since we're right here and I have this link right here. You can check out some of the amazing artwork and other merchandise that's available at jinxiesworld.com. I was so excited to get that wolf shirt. Oh my goodness, that wolf you drew, amazing. And the person who got it, Shrimp Army Games, was super thrilled because they love wolves. They have like wolf stuff everywhere. And then we have our community member, Wolfie Kohaku. What is it with us and wolves? We're pack. We are pack. We are tribe. So, with Children's Hospice Southwest, they work with families. What Sushi was trying to help me to be educated about yesterday was that a children's hospice begins helping the family and the child. You have wolf plates. I love it, but only if you lick your plate. The wolf only shows up if you actually lick your plate. Children's hospices begin to work with the suffering family member and the family as soon as the diagnosis is made. So it's not, there isn't a threshold of care requirement needed. So they have right now 3 hospices in Devon, North Somerset, and Cornwall. If you want to join my Discord, you should be able to. What is going on with my alerts screen? Okay. You should be able to see some photos in our photo text channel down under creative. I think that's where she put them. And it does cost £14 million and more to keep those hospices open because Children's Hospice Southwest provides care free of charge. Families don't pay a dime. More than 500 families in the southwest of England receiving care through CHSW, not having to pay a dime. It is hard enough to deal with illness and suffering. It is even harder to deal with the illness and suffering of a child. But to then be receiving bill after bill, financial trauma after financial trauma, on top of everything else, it's just too much. Children's Hospice Southwest takes that burden away from the families. And because of their locations, families are never more than 90 minutes from the nearest care. You can go to that website, chsw.org, and thank you very much, Jinx. You're on fumes. That's where I was by like 8 o'clock last night. I was on fumes. And Bless Rain Dog too. They were just interacting with chat so well, and it was like so hard to for them to make any progress in the game because they really enjoy their chat community. And I love that. I really do. If I want to watch somebody who just plays the game and doesn't interact with chat, I will go to a channel where nobody's talking, because then I know you're just playing the game. Oh, and they're very funny and very gracious, and I feel terrible that I don't go watch people, but one of the reasons I don't go watch people is because I was here streaming later than usual, went to your stream, hung out there, and then went to Rain Dog's stream because I actually had them tabbed up because they showed up in my sidebar. His community is great. They really are. And I got to see some old friends I hadn't seen for a minute. Coffee Cat was over there, and somebody else was in there whose name I recognized. But I haven't really hung out with people for 3 years, and another part of that reason is I got two things done yesterday. Fuck and all. We came in here and it was a bit of a struggle bus because um I had neck pain, which was giving me just a nasty little headache, and I was a bit not my most gracious self. Um so it was yesterday was a challenge, but we got some fun stuff done. Twitch community spends most of its time on Twitch. Yeah. I did that at the beginning, and it was fun and I loved it, and I always had another channel to go to, and there were just there were raid chains that would just go on for hours, and it may still be very much like that. So I can't do that because I'm not one of those people who can have the radio on while I talk. Um have music on while I drive. I None of that works. I can't because I'm very acoustically oriented. Let me just message Shrimpy real quick. And we might see Sushi today. I know Sushi has been going full bore, getting everything put together for Sunday's event, which you can see now. I grabbed that poster this morning. I really wished I'd had that up yesterday as well, because truth be known, hey, there you go. We have exceeded our goal by 25 pounds, which you can't see because of the way Tiltify sometimes directs people. So thank you, Jinxie. I was 100% ready to just cover any shortage today on my own. I know Wolfie popped in there and Spariel popped in there. We met them from Sarah Death's channel. Another fabulous human being. Keeps chat rolling and stuff like that. Really cool. Got you. We got each other, babe. I'll tell you what, we got each other. That's awesome. So yeah, let me see. I was thinking, I wasn't sure yesterday when I popped in there if Frostpunk was going to be a multiplayer game at all. I always mention you, Wolfie. I've mentioned you 5 times since we started, because it just now occurred to me what a Wolfie theme we have in this channel, with Jinxie's art and Shrimpy's love of wolves, and I don't know. I think it kind of goes right up there with my being ace and having tons of LGBTQ and poly friends. And that for me to be like a cat person who loves dogs, but if I ever got a dog, I would want it to be some sort of a shepherd, like a Shiloh or a German, and other things like that. Uh, I mean, if I could get a dog, it would be something that looked more like a wolf. Speaking of Frostpunk, Jinxie, I don't know if you know who this is, but this gentleman right here is one of the actors for Frostpunk and Frostpunk 2, also in Divinity Original Sin, and tons of other things. You can look him up on IMDb. He recently started popping up on a whole lot of radars because his partner is Amelia Tyler. That's right, the narrator for a little game called Baldur's Gate 3. And they're fabulously hilarious together. They were doing some Baldur's Gate 3 RP they play this brother and sister team, Lucius and Violet, and they play basically the most horrible people ever. Um, was it Parks and Rec who had who's that guy and his sister? Oh my gosh, they were so terrible. It was something. Oh my god, it's like not Fabrizio. What the hell is this guy's name? I just saw it the other day too. Oh, grandma brain is just kicking in. So we have about 10 minutes before we are going to pop up our game. So I wanted to come in and do some introductions and housekeeping and but yeah, they just play the most entitled upper class British trust fund assholes ever, and they're terrible. I mean, terrible. John Ralphio, thank you. Oh, they are the worstest. If Schitt's Creek hadn't come back and shown how those people could be the bestest in spite of their worstness, um, those two would have really just still had the medal. But don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Yeah. John Ralphio. Yep. Absolutely fantastic. But that's Lucius and Violet. That's those two right there. No redeeming qualities whatsoever. And as I understand it from the stories, they met, they did not work together like at the same time, but they did sometimes work on the same games, both being game actors. And I think part of how they started interacting with each other was just by insulting each other. Like, I relate to this so hard. um, it's one of those things. I grew up with littermates who are very bitey. Ben Schwartz makes you hate him so much. Yeah, and he is. Yeah, I've seen interviews with him. I love all the behind the scenes stuff and all of that. And that was such a beautiful bunch of people. Not you, Chris Pratt, but everybody else on there was. It's kind of like Firefly had to have um, Adam Baldwin. Everybody's got to have one that goes off the rails later and reminds everybody that no matter how much you love the show, there will always be a cast member or two who have abandoned the redeeming qualities they had. That's just my opinion. You may not agree, your mileage may vary, and that's okay. I'm not here to influence you or try to convince you of anything. I'm just telling you what I think. And what I think is we have a huge event coming up on Sunday. And if all you can pay is your eyeballs on a stream, please. One Line Derek came in, threw us a follow the other day. Snorehawk gave us a follow. Worried Bacon Gaming, I'm pretty sure came through. Cheese Pops, I think, subscribed. Was it last year? They were just super sweet. Cheese Pops is the streamer who used to invite Noah into his Mario Kart stuff. And I think before he ever even knew that Noah was struggling health wise. Not that that necessarily matters, but I mean, he's that nice of a dude. So, Jinxie, did you ever figure out what was wrong with your settings? Did you check your OBS output and change your bitrate, by the way? Because I was looking and there's two different places that your output can get janked. And if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, yeah, because I was like, mine is set at 45. Right now, I'm getting 5950. I get between 4 and 6,000. And then in the video settings, you can do your screen size and downscaling if you want. But I was like, dude, I'm getting 1080 easy with 4500 because I'm on Wi-Fi. Believe it or not, I'm using Wi-Fi. And I was like, that just doesn't make any, something in there got reset. Cause I know how many times OBS is just like, huh, you don't have a speaker. And I'm like, bitch, not only do I have a speaker, but it's a speaker that's in the monitor itself. I can't even unplug it or anything. It's part of the hardware. Stop it. Stop it, OBS. OBS be OBSing. So, Wolfie, we're going to make sure that Shrimpy has plenty of time to take care of their mornings. I mean, Shrimpy's a night owl, and so I'm really asking a sincere favor to pull them up this time of the day. So we have about 5 minutes remaining before we start our Age of Empires stream. And I feel like if we're going to take a pre-stream break, this would be a really good time to do that because I've been talking for 30 minutes and I'm going to be talking probably for the next hour and a half. So he did voicing for Sonic and Sonic the Hedgehog series of films. Cool. Yeah, I would really like to start a push to refer to people as games actors because there's Cheese Pops. Cheese Pops just went live. So let me get a shout out in here so you guys can head over there. Head over there while we're on our break. So Cheese Pops. Take a moment, go over to Cheese Pops. They're playing Super Mario Maker 2. Give them a follow, drop in some cookies from Grandma's place, and I will see everybody in 2.5 minutes. I'm actually going to do a legit ad break, so we're going to push that and yeah. Yeah. In fact, we're actually 25 pounds over that. One of our donations slipped into the main campaign because we had so many links, and I don't blame anybody for being confused. But thank you, Wolfie. Your donation is included in there. Spariel donated, Sweet P donated, and Sarah Death donated. So yeah, everybody coming in big. That's why I wanted to set our limit at a modest level, and if we triple that, I'm not going to get hurt by it. Just go take a stick, beat all the bushes and drag people off the streets to come in and join us today so that we can continue to raise funds. If we can beat that goal by even more, it's all the less money they have to raise on Sunday to meet the 10,000 pound goal. They're less than 2K away, y'all. They are less than 2K away from 10,000 pounds. And every little drop in the bucket we can provide on their behalf is going to be massive. Every $10 provides games. It provides popcorn for their movie nights. We're actively increasing the quality of life for children who have less of it than we do. So I'm going to hit the buttons. We're going to take 2.5 minutes, and then we'll come back and see if we have our players ready. Feel free to go, again, shake the bushes for players. I almost went to the Age of Empires subreddit today, and I was like, I'm not really sure I'm ready to just put out open invitations on the streets. But there are other streams up right now for Age of Empires 2. And I'm not saying do not go advertise our stream in somebody else's stream. That is a huge no-no etiquette-wise, and we're not those people. So what I would say is, feel free to check out what somebody's stream looks like and how they're doing, and just say hi. We got to make friends. We got to make friends. All right. Hitting the buttons now. I will be RB. Welcome back from the break, everybody. Please forgive the mess of a screen I have right now, but I had a whole lot of things I wanted to put up there, and I've known enough graphic designers in my life to know that that's a mess. But it has all the important stuff up there. If you can hear the sound of my voice, you're watching Grandma Plays a Game. And you're probably here because I'm in the Age of Empires category, and I'm advertising an age of chaos. Let's slip the dogs of war. It gets the information out, and again, I'm not here to impress somebody with my graphic design skills because I don't have any. I've never trained to do it, so what we have over here on the left is Noah's Legacylaps Sunday, August 24th, fun for the whole family Mario Kart tournament, and Noah's 12th birthday party. Noah would have been 12 this coming Sunday had terminal illness not claimed his young life. And that is why Noah's Legacylaps supports Children's Hospice Southwest, who support more than 500 families completely free of cost in Southwest England. You can see Sherby, Cheese Pops, Gusty J, One Line Derek, Worried Bacon Gaming, Bolvaic, Snorhawk 64, the Death King 44, Lady Flea, Granomir, Mcheck 5, and Omri 78. All of these streamers are going to be out there running games on Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Shrimp Army Games! Thank you so much. You freak. Shrimp, yeah, I know you've been here since the very beginning. Do a follow age. Do a follow age, Shrimpy. Exclamation point, follow age, all one word. Look at that shit. Okay, we're not going to have Genwa today. Genwa is out of town. We have Shrimp Army Games. Yep. It's you guys are neck and neck. Hang on, can I at somebody with that? Let me see here. You can at somebody with that. I'm telling you, this is the OG Wolfie. I think you might be right after the folks who showed up in that first year. You got the game fired up. All right, so you and Wolfie take just a sec. You guys communicate in that game chat. Make sure that you know what you want to play. And then somebody's going to have to tell me because I can't see the game settings. I can't tell what parameters you're using. For anybody who's just hopping into the stream, welcome in. I'm Grandma. You're watching Grandma Plays a Game. Please feel free to tuck yourselves up in the pillow and blanket fort. There are commands in the stream title. They are available to everyone. You can use those commands to find out more about our fundraiser today. On the screen right now, you can see there's going to be an event on Sunday. That's the big event. That is the push to 10K. The entire campaign is within, I think they're within 2,000. I know. I think you and Shrimp should team up together. But don't you make those AIs like little teeny mail delivery bots. Just don't tell my phone. Oh, God. Have you seen this trend of people having like relationships with chatbots? I have more concerns than I'm capable of expressing in an entire stream. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm going to end up sneezing. It's so creepy. I mean, human brains are amazing. Ads? You've seen the ads? Are they advertising to have relationships? Oh, God. Actually, that's more like a no, God. All right. Oh, my goodness. All right, y'all. So, what are we doing here? We're playing games. And if y'all didn't see, I did the shout out for Cheese Pops up there. I don't have TV and I will not be tempted. I haven't even watched Amazon Prime for 3 or 4 months. Don't miss it. No, I'm going to be one of those damn Luddites eating rat burgers down underneath the city in Demolition Man. All right, I guess I better open the game. So if anybody is curious what's going on today, because I don't play Mario Kart and I don't own Mario Kart, and I do have Age of Empires, and so do some of my friends, we're playing Age of Empires as if it were Mario Kart. We are just all the chaos. Do whatever you want, guys. I mean, make it fun, make it funny. I'm going to be flying overhead in my little announcer copter. And let's see if the hook rate plays nicely with us today. No, it's not. It's not playing nicely. Now we got it. Just, have you tried turning it off, turning it back on? Alright, love IT crowd. Alright. So, have you two figured out what you're doing? I mean, honestly, I would not hate watching you two fight 6 easy AIs and then each other. With an agreement, like a truce between the two of you until you're the last two standing. But that's just me, and I might be the last person you want running a reality show. What? Shut up. Go away. No, I mean, first you two fight the AIs. So at least you have some chance that the AIs will cause attrition to Shrimpy's massive Zergling forces. Saradeth was playing StarCraft again today. And I was telling him how Shrimpy had the heavy cavalry out there just basically acting like Zergling swarms. Okay. We have 2 players, 2 AIs. Okay, in teams. I love it. All right, let's get out there. Let's get out there. Vikings and Huns versus the Saracens and the Ethiopians. 2v2 Age of Chaos. Here we are. I'm going to turn off my fog of war. You guys might want to turn off the sound for the stream if you're a player. Jinxie, enjoy that lurk. I think that's what that is. Thank you for being here. Go get some damn sleep, woman. Okay, who are we looking at? Seratona and Shrimp Army Games in gold and lime. And the other 2 are going to be in red and blue. We're swapping places pretty consistently here. Oh, God. Somebody figure out how to turn those people off. I do not want to see them messaging one another. Okay, let's see what we have going on here in blue camp. Player number 1. Using some really effective villager management. Working on food and lumber. Okay, player number 2 in the red camp. Also running a standard opening. Getting their villagers out with a single house. Working on food and lumber. We have Seratona in the gold camp. You cannot use wads, Grandma. We have done this 2 days already. There will be no wads. Serotonin also getting that food and lumber. Don't ignore those beautiful berries right in between those two tree stands. And this is going to be a combat game, is it not, Wolfie? All settings are standard. Victory by military conquest. Thank you for that. And building and defend, or building and defending a wonder. Very nice. Very nice. Let me get this up on the settings I want to see. That right now is population. Shrimp Army Games once again. Playing a civilization that does not require... Oh, I need to be Gaia. I don't want to... It does not require houses. Okay, yep, getting all that steady work there on food and wood. Now, looks like you guys are starting Dark Age, so this is going to be a good time for people to remember to do your upgrades as soon as you start clocking over into your feudal. Okay, looks like red is getting ready to set up more housing. Blue also working on the third house. Serotonin getting more houses up. And that mill. That'll be a huge help when it comes to maximizing food collection. Shrimp Army Games still cranking out those villagers fast as she can. Wood and food and wood and food and wood and food. Okay, Blue Camp is already starting to throw out their farms. Red Camp is ignoring farming for the moment and going to sea. Look out for that crocodile. Shrimpy likes to cause chaos. Look, I think you and Shrimpy are actually very well matched with your play styles. You have very complementary play styles. I was watching a Spirit of the Law video recently comparing the different types of sea creatures and what their yields are. For anybody who really likes getting into the very granular parts of games like this, I certainly do. Give me a spreadsheet, show me numbers, show me deltas. Wolfie, oh, I see. Going out here for a little bit of the wildlife. Looking good. So how are we doing on our populations? Shrimpy at 17, same as the Babyars. Amda in red at 16. Wolfie hanging out at 9, trying to do more with less. Is that strategy going to pay off? We'll see. Okay, yeah, looks like we are already working on some barracks buildings. Do we have anybody pursuing the feudal age just yet? I don't know why those guys are posting all of their... Okay, our resources. I'm not sure how well that even shows up on screen because, or on the stream. Does this make things bigger? Nope. Adjusting difficulty. Maybe it's a good thing we can see the Okay, we're looking at food and wood going up. It would appear that Serotonin is the only one at the moment pursuing those gold resources. That's going to definitely pan out well in the future. There's just never a time when having more gold is going to harm you, especially not when you're already working with very decent levels of food and wood. Now, it looks like the red and blue team are focusing really hard on food and using up all their wood as fast as they can. Just really trying to figure out if that's going to be a push for their military units. I don't know off the top of my head how much food military units tend to require, but I bet it's a lot. An army marches on its stomach. Red not getting any farms around that mill. They still have a few berries to go. Oh, it looks like Blue Camp has also put out a dock. Going for some shore fishing, perhaps, but I don't see any fishermen, nor do I see any boats. So I'm curious what Blue's strategy is. Up there we go. Fishing boat has finally appeared. So blue and red, both utilizing the fishing mechanic in this game, which can be quite a gamble when you're playing competitive arenas like this. Shrimp Army Games also taking advantage of the sea life in this region. And shifting over low food quantities there for Shrimp Army Games. If they can get a marketplace up, that shouldn't be too much of a problem because it looks like they're doing some gold capitalization. And Serotonin really bringing in those wood resources so I can see feudal age. There we go. Serotonin making that feudal age super quick. Looks like red and blue are right behind you in that regard. And there we go. 2 to the feudal age. All right, team 1 is definitely leading team 2 at this early stage of the competition. Interesting to see that red and blue is just now beginning to do a little bit of mining. Do not forget, everybody who's made it into the feudal age, upgrade, upgrade, upgrade your tech. I don't think I can tell everybody. And I told them to turn off my volume. Oh no. Serotonin getting that mining going. All right, there we are. There we are, working on stone as well as gold. I'm curious what the defensive strategies are going to be in a wide open territory like this, with all of these camps so close together without a lot of terrain blocking access to anything. So I'm wondering if as we get toward Castle Age, more of our competitors will start looking at towers and walls, palisades, defensive forward castles, and other strategies like that. Shrimp Army Games definitely working toward the military resources early. Not seeing that same kind of initiative from the red team or the blue team. To be fair, blue team finally starting to get some military buildings in progress. Okay, we see everybody making really nice, steady progress along. Let's see how our resources are shaping up. Again, that red and blue team is pushing hard into the food resources, really trying to get as much as they can out of every berry and every animal. But for overall team scores, Shrimp Army and Seratona are still holding on to the team score leads. Not building up on our militaries just yet. Probably as we begin to get closer and closer to our castle ages. Total score, Shrimp Army and Seratona are just edging out red and blue team. So let's see if they can continue this fabulous momentum. As we start heading into the mid-game. Castle Age is where it happens. Making sure that you are collecting and distributing your resources effectively. Having too much or too little of something is going to hamper your ability to create the military units, the unique military units that each civilization gets from their castle. So let's see how folks are doing. I'm not really seeing very much in defensive buildup. We still have a lot of folks who are locking down their primary resources. Population still has Shrimp Army. That 200 max pop without additional housing is really going to be key for Shrimp Army Games as they're developing their military units. They are currently at twice the next highest population just for villagers. Now we're starting to see a couple of military units pop up on the tally. Wondering if we'll see any early aggression from Shrimp Army Games. Shrimp Army Games does tend to play a very military forward campaign. I think it would probably also help folks out to pay close attention to the amount of water around the outside edge of the map. And for civilizations that have access to ships and are collecting large quantities of wood, you could see yourselves gaining advantages on the water. Especially since so many populations are using fishing boats, the ability one has to cripple another population's food collection with some well-timed water attacks should not be underestimated. Okay, don't forget to build your blacksmiths, everybody. Upgrade your tech in your mills and your mines. Be judicious in how you upgrade your militaries, and let's see who's working their way to castle. Again, red and blue team well over 2K food. Starting their stockpiles of gold, but it looks like Seratona has an early lead in that stone stockpile. So, I'm guessing that Seratona and Shrimpy are going to be utilizing the trade mechanic to support one another with resource distribution. And believe it or not, that's capitalism. That's not socialism at all. Socialism is all about the means of production being in the hands of the government. Patronage is when someone who has more offers something to someone who has less. I don't know how to do it either, Wolfie, so Shrimpy is probably going to have to take the lead on that, and since their ability to multitask exceeds mine, hopefully they'll be willing to send you some things. Now, I'm not going to be the most unbiased announcer because I really, really want to see Lime and Gold win in this battle to the death. You could probably just message Shrimp and ask them to send you things. The diplomacy tab and the to my... I still have Wi-Fi. OBS just shat its pants, apparently. Okay, I think we're back. No, I got a reload player on the preview. Yeah, we're back. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. Okay. I don't see anybody in game moving. And my timer is stuck. Okay. I might have to back out. And come back in. You guys keep going. I'll find you. Well, we can rewatch the entire game from the beginning. That's ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know how to, We're gonna try to catch up to you. I don't know if we can do it. It's kind of fun. I've never actually used any of this before. I'm surprised I can't just jump to the most recent timestamp. Okay, we're just watching the speedrun version of... Yeah, it sounds like a court stenographer on a keyboard. Right, everybody's starting to pop into feudal age. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I have no idea what happened. My Wi-Fi was fine. And since I'm only spectating and not playing, this should not be overburdening my my stream. OBS just went, I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright. Wouldn't be a grandma stream without Scuff. That's you damn straight. If we don't have technical issues, something has gone horribly wrong. Although this is kind of hilarious watching Shrimp Army Games camp in ultra high speed. Gary and W, welcome in. Glowy, welcome in, welcome in. I'm sorry for the rapidity of what we're doing. I'm trying to catch up with our players. What are these people doing with all these messages? Shut up, AI. Can we turn off the AI's ability to chat? Welcome in. Is that Garian W? Or Garia Northwest? Or you let me know so that I can address you properly, but welcome into the stream. That's their nickname. Engineering. Oh, here we go. All right, we're caught up. Shrimp Army Games has, in fact, advanced to the Castle Age. Let slip the castles of war. Engineering and laser stuff. I am the product of engineers. Shrimpy, you gotta make sure you're minding those idle villagers. Put those bastards to work. Don't give them smoke breaks. Sorry, Wolfie. Glowy. That's hilarious. Okay, I'm finally caught up with everybody. We are 40 minutes into our first match of the day. We have... who are these? I can't even tell what their civilizations are. Will you tell me? No. The game's like, you suck. So, red team and blue team are working together versus lime and gold. You don't do much laser stuff anymore. Well, I'm glad you're doing Twitch watching stuff. Welcome in. I'm Grandma. This is my channel where I play games. We have all 4 players now in the Castle Age. This is where the real competition hits crunch time. Do you have the resources to make the things you need to make? Oh my god, turn off these fucking AI messages. Shut up, y'all. Is that something you can do in settings? We'll take a look next match. If there is any way to tell those people to knock it off, that would be lovely. Disable AI chat messaging. Well, we appreciate your coming in, especially today. Today is the final day for our fundraiser, Noah's Legacylaps, benefiting Children's Hospice Southwest, which is one of the largest children's hospices serving southwestern England. Okay, we see some more advanced ships being built up in the north. So that means I'm really hoping to see some of the same developments coming into our southern region. Not quite yet. Although I would... Oh, wow. Seratona already coming under attack as the red team figured out there was a castle being built as a forward defense. You've got the military out there to protect your villagers, though, so that's an incredible foresight on your part, Seratona. Looks like red team is really going to try to push against you. Castle is up. That means they're about to get shot from the castle. We love to see that happen. You've got some stragglers over on the far side of the castle, still trying to do some more damage, but I'm sure you'll take them out in no time. Well done, Wolfie Seratona. Don't forget, everybody, to be sure to set your tech and make sure that your waypoints and gather areas for your units are not so that you don't get units stuck behind your buildings. Okay. Well, Glowy, I've never done laser stuff, so you're still miles ahead of me. So it looks like we have some real advancement in wood and gold and stone resources in Shrimp Army's camp, yet our red and blue team are still focused very heavily on food. That's going to limit them a lot. Without effective use of their marketplace, they're going to be very limited in creating their advanced castle units, if blue even manages to get a castle. Because so far as I can see, we do not have castles in either red or blue territory. So, Wolfie, it would appear that that little cove just to the east of your castle is open for attacks from red. But you're getting those military units out in front. You've destroyed their marketplace. You studied lasers under one of the most amazing people I've ever met. A really tiny elderly woman from Canada who absolutely loved teaching. Is she my clone? Red making very effective use of their town center garrisoning capacity. And there's a relic picked up. Shrimp Army Games, you have relics to the west of you, relics to the east of you. There's a little peninsula off to the west. I know I'm not supposed to be giving advice. Shrimpy can't hear me anyway. So I'm just watching how the resources. Oh yes, you can hear me? Okay. Oh yeah, that's the smart way to do it. Okay, I'm just watching how the resources are being distributed. We're still looking at 73 active villagers in Shrimp Army's camps, which makes me wonder if they're going to try to go for a wonder victory here, as opposed to a military conquest. Sushi cannon! I know. I had sent a message to Captain Nev. I didn't want to bother you. I know that you're getting really busy with the event for this weekend. But we did have one donation go to the main campaign for 25 pounds. So we were closer to our goal than our meter indicated, but now we've busted it wide open. And if you are hanging out in the Pillow and Blanket Fort, just enjoying the chaos as we play Age of Empires today, remember, we are allowed to double that goal. Just working in the office. It's amazing. I did get your graphic up on my Shrimp Army Games into the Imperial Age. Hey, everybody. That's going to call for one of these. Jinxie came in at the top of stream without any sleep under her belt and dropped that dono in. So we've had magnificent participation from Sweet Pea, from Sarah Death, from Wolfie, from Spariel1, and now Chaotic Jinxie. And there we are. Goal met, but it's not going to break my heart to double that, because every pound, every dollar, every yen and won we come up with right now is just a little bit less they have to deal with on Sunday in order to meet that 10,000 pound goal on behalf of Children's Hospice Southwest. Oh, are you sometimes able to work from home? That's lovely. That is my goal. I am actually in the process of setting up my own education video system on Patreon to allow me to work from home. And there's our fundraising link. You can also scroll below the stream. Shrimp Army Games mocks your puny achievements. Relic and Wonder victories now take longer. Shrimpy, did you get all the relics? Oh, you have 2 relics. Oh, is that how that works for every relic? Are you kiting the enemies back to your castle? You're so evil, but I love it. I love every second of it. Keep it up. Now there is actually another relic, since nobody else is collecting them. There is another relic in Seratona's area. It's, I will say no more than it is between Shrimpy and Seratona. And it looks like Red Team is also producing a monastery. Yeah, you said, Wolfie, that you weren't going to actually be going for relic stuff, so... Oh my gosh, tell these AIs to quit making noises. It's a noisin'! See what I did there? Alright, so we are moving into the late game. We have 2 of our 4 competitors in the Imperial Age. That makes wonders available to them should they choose to do a wonder victory. So let's see what the strategies are going to be. Let's take a look at the populations. Nothing about that is correct. Okay, total military units. We have about 1,500 between Shrimp Army Games and Seratona, and way less. Oh, that's the resources being put to those, or your scores, I guess. Military units, there we go. Shrimp Army Games in the lead with nearly 40 military units. I suspect there will be a push coming up here soon. All those lumberjacks in Shrimp's territory really getting their steps in, taking that wood back to the lumber mills. And for anybody who wants to see what kind of games I play, hi, welcome in. I'm Grandma. You're watching Grandma Plays a Game. That's the link to my YouTube channel, and you can check out the playlists to see what sort of games we run into here on the channel. We tend to do variety streaming. I do like to bounce around, but some of my favorite games to play right now are Hitman and Dishonored. I really kinda am tempted to try to do a Dishonored 1 playthrough. There, Red Team finally put a castle up. Oh, nope. I lied. That's Seratona's castle right in the middle of Red's territory. Double castle. That's kind of like double rainbow, but what does it mean? It means victory. That's what it means. There is no question here. What is going? Moomin Snow! Hello, my love. Have some tea and biscuits on Grandma. Tuck yourself up in the pillow and blanket fort. I'm not handing out blankets today. I love y'all very much, but I am trying to track too many squirrels. Too many squirrels. Too many squirrels. Okay. Serotonin, I'm really going to say that that is quite a brilliant strategy. Throwing that castle right in the middle of Red's territory. Because right now you have Blue Team completely bound up with trying to provide resource support to Red. Red is now running out of food. Let's see where those resources are. For two civilizations that had well over 2,000 food at their disposal, now to have almost no resources available. It really does appear that Shrimp Army Games and Serotona's strategy of working that gold and stone resource acquisition early in the game. 3 civilizations now in Imperial Age. Blue Team not having any of Shrimp Army's nonsense, but was completely unaware of the Zergling rush approaching their advancing forces. Shrimpy will have that castle, and Blue will have nothing to say about it. Let's do this thing, says Moomin. I hope you are having a wonderful day, Moomin Snow. Please know that we appreciate your company. Paying attention to the stream is as valuable as anything else. The higher we can get our viewer numbers, the more likely we are to pop up on somebody's radar as they are looking for something to watch on Twitch. And there are plenty of channels right now streaming Age of Empires 2, but a lot of those folks are doing regular competitions, whereas us, we're just doing chaos. Oh, the monks have come out. Shrimpy is here to convert everybody's troops to her side. Good luck, Blue Team. The Wololo. And Red Team has resigned completely. Serotona, that frees you up. And the trebuchet attack has begun. Few civilizations can stand up to a treb attack from Shrimp Army Games. And I think this is going to hail the end of the game for Blue Team as well. Blue Team calling for help in the chat, but there's nobody left to join you. Shrimp Army Games picking up gold hand over fist. I'm looking at my chat right now. Making a new Skyrim character. What should you name them? You have one named Tizer, like the drink. I did not know there was a drink named Tizer. I'm not familiar with drinks and cocktails. That's more Shrimp Army Games ballywick than it is mine. It's a UK drink? Of course it is. Oh, Serotona sending in the Berserkers. That Blue Castle has no chance. It'll be down before it gets up. Probably tea then. I was thinking Bailey, but I don't know. Dark and Stormy. I know what one of those is. I don't drink hard alcohol though. I am a complete wino. Do not ever take away my wine. Vimto, Ribena, Sushi. Sushi knows. Sushi, how long have you been in the UK then? Now that I have found out. Oh, look at that. The victory is secured. The score not even close. Not even close. We have well over 17,000. Team score, is that the team score there? 8,900 to 2,900. Okay, let's take a quick look at the map. Shrimpy barely even needed to get those seaborne resources. Serotonin, do you have it in you to do another round? Because we can do a 2.5 minute break, and that'll give us a chance to put some other stuff up on stream. It's a soft drink. Tizer is like a soda. I see. I see. I would say if you wanted to get my favorite drink right now, you would have to go to a Torrantes. Statistics. Let's look at these statistics since I got in trouble for not doing that yesterday. So it's a South American grape, but it's such a cool word. Torrantes. Yeah, take a longer break. No, we'll come back and we'll do some talking for a minute. Okay, reconnection successful. I know. Oh, it's actually it's OBS. It is not anything else. I think Chaotic Jinxie was saying that yesterday that there's something going on between OBS and Twitch, and I just might be out here in the tail end of people who are dealing with whatever it is that's happening. I'm back up to 4,800 kilobits per second. So, yeah, we'll take a quick look at our statistics. Overall scores right here. Wolfie and Shrimpy coming in at, golly, almost 20K compared to a paltry 6K down here. Let's take a quick look at our timelines. This is a really lovely way to figure out how well people were managing resources. We see Shrimpy coming in here with a fairly quick castle. Certainly not competition level, but nobody was really working toward a fast castle strategy anyway. First with castle, first with imperial. Red team never even made it to imperial. So what level, Wolfie, were our AIs? How did we have folks doing on their tech percents? Shrimp Army Games. Very nice. Love to see that. Relic Gold really came in clutch, I am sure. Yeah, total gold collected. Nearly 15K. But the largest army, again, we've got that gold star over there for Shrimp Army Games. Blue team, actually with a conversion. Fascinating. It's not often you see that happen. Yeah, your berserkers and your double. Yeah, no. You stay laser focused. That was a really smart move because those berserkers came in clutch, taking down that castle Blue was setting up to try. If Blue had made that castle and been able to get a couple of troops out of there, it's entirely possible things could have gone differently. But as it is, we're going to take a quick break, everybody. I'm going to return to the main menu. You guys definitely feel free to... Yeah, Trebuchet. Yeah, Shrimpy is definitely like... Trebuchet is the entire unit. Okay, I can't stay in this screen unless I turn that music off. There we go. Okay, so hi everybody. If you're new to the stream, you're watching Grandma Plays a Game. I'm Grandma. This is my channel where I play games. And right now we are playing Age of Empires 2 as if it were Mario Kart. We're just trying to cause chaos, and there's nobody employing elo strats in here. We're just trying to have a good time and raise money for a worthy cause. So, what we're doing is fundraising for Noah's Legacylaps to benefit Children's Hospice Southwest. And on the left of the screen, you should be able to see the next event coming up, the big one, Sunday, August 24th, what would have been Noah's 12th birthday. And to celebrate that anniversary, Mario Kart tournament coming up with 8 different streamers, 12 different players in aid of Children's Hospice Southwest. Tune in to Sherby, Cheese Pops, Gusty J, One Line Derek, Worried Bacon Gaming, Bolvaic, Snorhawk 64, The Death King 44, Lady Flea, Granamir, Mcheck 5, or Omri 78 to find out more. Cheese Pops is streaming right now, so do feel free to throw Cheese Pops a shout out, any moderator in chat. You used an actual trebuchet. I used to have my children build catapults and trebuchets during summer school, popsicle sticks and plastic spoons and whatever else we had at our disposal, and we would load them with kidney beans and navy beans and shoot them entirely across an empty room into coffee cups for points. One year we actually did torsion catapults with Legos and string. I don't mind teaching children physics. Physics is fun. Trebuchets, though, with counter... To see an actual trebuchet in action with the counterweight fully operational, absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's as good as watching a racehorse run in slow motion. So, I need to take a quick break. We're going to take 2.5 minutes here and try to get that pre-roll turned off one more time. So if you guys don't mind, everybody, we're going to take lobbies reset. You guys are going to do more AI murders. Okay, you might want to give those AIs a little oomph, a little pop. And Wolfie, is there any way, please investigate if there is any way to turn off AI chats. I really get tired of hearing that alert when it's not you or Shrimpy. So see if we can mute them or if that's something I need to do on my side. But at the moment, everybody hang out in the pillow and blanket fort, get your cookies, wrap yourselves in your blankets, stay in your pajamas, keep cozy. I'm going to hit some buttons, we're going to get some ads, and I will see you in 2.5 minutes. This is your opportunity to spam all of the commands in the title of the stream today. Shrimp, don't rush. We've got time. You take your time, do your thing. We're all good. This is casual. No worries, no hurries. Pretend we're Canadians. Okay, I will be RB. Hello and welcome back from the break, everybody. If you can hear the sound of my voice, you're watching Grandma Plays a Game. I'm Grandma, and this is my channel where I play games. Hopefully, this will be a place where you can hang out in the pillow and blanket fort, keep your pajamas on all day like we do, and just enjoy somebody derping around in the games you love the most while you shout, "No, no, it was left, your other left." Oh, she's dead again. So if you can see all the different elements we have now on the screen, today is our grand finale, the last day of Age of Empires 2, as if it were Mario Kart. But coming up on Sunday, fun for the whole family, Sunday, August 24th, Mario Kart Tournament in celebration of what would have been Noah's 12th birthday. Noah is the reason for Noah's Legacylaps. Yeah, the ladder is right in front of you. Yeah, that was a really good one. Wait, you mean I just stand in the middle of the room and... Oh, there. It's a pull string for a ladder to the attic. I see. Noah's Legacylaps is a fundraiser benefiting Children's Hospice Southwest. Can we get some commands in chat? Glowy. Eh? Eh? Oh, nope. I have to have the cursor in the box. There we go. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yep, the Legacylaps link is when it says Sushi Cannons campaign. If you would like to do any kind of a fundraiser to help benefit, this is a year-round fundraiser. They are constantly raising funds now, changing themes every quarter. So you can go to the Tiltify campaign, Noah's Legacylaps, and learn more. If you go to noahslegacylaps.com, you will have the opportunity to read Sushi's story and why Children's Hospice Southwest is so important. Okay, so what was the verdict, Wolfie? Were you able to find out anything about the AIs being allowed to use the chat? Is that something I can change in my settings, or is that exclusively your settings? I disable on my end. Options. Narrator menu. Okay, I'm not seeing any AI stuff. And I was not able to use F7 to open the chat. So I guess spectators don't actually have access to the chat. Spectator commands. There we go. Ah. Okay, so for folks who are out there, if you're an Age of Empires fan, this might be exciting for you. Shrimp Army Games and Wolfie, aka Seratona, are absolutely well matched as a team against others. So the other thing, well, I know you probably already have your lobby set up there, Wolfie, but I thought, gosh, you could take three really basic AIs. I still think you and Shrimpy could take on 2v6 or 2v4 if they were easy AIs. Um, okay, I thought F7 was how you got to the chat. And we're gonna wait for these beautiful people to give me the heads up that they are. Oops, cancel. Return to main menu. Multiplayer. Find a custom game. There we go. Spectate games. And find a game with a password. Okay, so what we're doing today is boop boop boop. There we go. You can see there on the left of your screen where this coming Sunday, August 24th, will be a celebration of what would have been Noah's 12th birthday. Noah was a Mario Kart enthusiast and played with Cheese Pops and some other streamers on their Twitch streams and their YouTube streams, and really was well known for just bringing joy to everybody and a passion for games. Using standard difficulty with the 3 variants of AI. Oh, I don't know what the variants do. I usually just use the basic AI. Key Choop? What's that? Moomin's character is now named Key Choop. So if you want to learn more about Children's Hospice Southwest, they are, a silly way of saying ketchup. Like when I say escape and asabe. Because they're red. Are they well read? That's the big question. Okay, so Children's Hospice Southwest supports more than 500 families, and they provide services to babies, children, and their families free of charge at a cost of more than £14 million per year. The families pay nothing. And as Sushi Cannon was willing to tell me earlier, children's hospice and adult hospice have different missions. Children's hospices begin to work with children and families from the moment of diagnosis. It can be an in utero diagnosis, and a children's hospice will step in and begin the support process. I don't know much about Ronald McDonald House, and I would hesitate to make a comparison because don't apologize for doing the dishes. You're getting the dishes done. Yay. That's what my stream is really, really good for. Anybody who needs to get their chores done and just wants something droning on in the background. Azza mia, Gran Mario. But yeah, the problem I have, Shrimpy, is that a lot of American charities have ended up being bad actors. So I think it's the same concept. Yes. Trying to support families so they don't have to travel. When you have an appointment on Monday and Wednesday and Friday, or somebody's getting dialysis, and you've got an appointment on a Monday morning at 7 o'clock, that you can have a place to stay, that you're not trying to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I never have either, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because I don't have any radar bead on the organization, not being a parent and not having really any children in my life. But places like Susan G. Komen Foundation and other folks like that, and we won't get too far into the how horrible the U.S. billionaires are, creating foundations exclusively to launder money. So let's head back to the game and see what we have going on. Don't know a huge amount about Ronald McDonald House. CHSW supports on-site and not for, oh, the support is on-site, not for hospital visits. They have nurses and doctors. Absolutely beautiful. Sorry, I was not understanding the entirety of that point. So kids stay there for their respite stays. Yeah, Shrimpy will be here any minute, and then we can... I will try to figure out how to turn off the AI. If I can't turn off the AI... Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ronald McDonald House is that interim... everything but the physicians and nurses, the medical staff. But that's beautiful. Children's Hospice Southwest providing all the service. Certainly explains the price tag on their annual costs. But what a beautiful thing to offer free of charge to suffering families. They are not near to hospitals for that kind of support. Okay, but you did say they're like within 90 minutes or something like that, did you not? Or they're within 8 life-limited children in at a time. Families and full medical one-on-one care during that stay. 2-to-1 care if needed. Wow. Yeah, I think the Ronald McDonald mission is very separate parameters from that sort of a thing. Yeah, definitely loving that they have the medical staff right there, because you never know. I mean, children are still growing. They're in progress. So when they're dealing with issues that affect their bodies, there's no predicting like what time of day some crisis or catastrophe is going to hit them. So plus the fact that the support is not exclusively disease connected. There's lots of other support that people need dealing with life-limiting issues. And that's why we are here today. We have actually raised more than 100 pounds. We've raised 125. So I am not going to cry any tears if we get to 200 pounds. Anybody out there in the pillow and blanket fort who wants to put another coin in the fountain, please do. Please do. Don't assume at all that just because we've filled up that bar and more, that you are limited to donating to Children's Hospice Southwest. They are placed for families to travel to them within 90 minutes. So the families they serve live within 90 minutes of them. They will have hospitals within distance if needed, but they have what they need for each child at any given time. That's truly amazing given the broad spectrum of life limiting issues that can affect children. Okay, I don't see any communication from our players at the moment, so we're hanging out. I can run back over here so everybody can see the data for our event. Sushi's event, Noah's event, coming up on Sunday, August 24th, 7 p.m. British Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is going to be 11 a.m. Pacific. So we have a, make sure you got your cupper there with you, Wolfie. Yeah, it takes Shrimpy just a moment. And then she will be with us because I know she is absolutely jazzed to play today. Thank you very much, both of you, for being here, for both of you being players every single day. It's just a fabulous thing for me because I know when I play this game, I can't talk. I go just dead silent, and it's ridiculous because I tried that even yesterday, and I was failing miserably at even trying to follow the merest nibbles in chat. The same carer rule is so amazing. Sushi says that is why the same carer rule is so amazing. The kids get the same one-to-one carer each visit. They learn about each other, bond, and find the best way to work together over years and years. How important is that? How many of us, when we need some kind of care, end up with a medical provider we've never met before? I know when I was in the military, every time I went to the clinic, it was absolutely going to be a provider I had never seen before. And the number of times you have to go back over your story and go back over the symptoms and go back over trying to explain to this person why it is this thing and it is not that thing. And we know you think it's this thing because the last 5 people also thought it was that thing, and every single one of them wanted tests, and every single time it came back to say it was this thing. That is an exhausting process to have to go through. So, yeah, this is it's my last game. This is going to be my last game. We're going to close up shop whenever this game is finished. Thank you, Chaotic Jinxie, for breaking the tape at the end of the race. We were at 75 pounds raised starting this morning on our 3rd day of fundraising. Let's go back over to our game screen, and hopefully OBS won't dump the game again. The game is starting now. Beautiful, 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 mate. Spectate the game. All right, now I need to hydrate. Vikings and Huns versus Bohemians, Spanish, and the Inca. And we're off. Let me get my settings put together here. I will be Gaia, and there will be no fog of war. All right, we're just going to watch our resource acquisition here. At the beginning, we're starting in the Dark Age. I will assume you're working on the same victory conditions that you had set up before. Once again, lime green for Shrimp Army Games and gold for Seratona, a.k.a. Wolfie Kohaku. We can have a little music. Nope, there's nothing else I can turn off. Okay, so they're just gonna do their thing. God of War would be a great game to play one day on stream. Oh, wow. It is a beautiful game. It is a beautiful game. All right, looks like we have water buffalo and rhinos on this map. Our civilizations are a little bit more packed up together. We're getting some early starts on food. Everybody seems to be focusing food, although we have Wenceslaus the One-Eyed with a huge advantage in wood. Violent but beautiful. Yeah, it's very well written. It's very well... The game actors for the characters in that game. Viracocha playing the Inca over here with really capitalizing on food right off the bat. You'd think that would be showing up a little bit more in their stats, but it would appear that they are creating villagers hand over fist. Looks like we're going to have a game of it here, ladies and gentlemen, because our 3 AIs are coming out to really strong leads. I missed which civilizations everybody was playing. But yeah, looks like over here blue team is definitely going after their wood resources early. Red team maximizing food. And light blue balancing really evenly. Stretched across food and wood. Okay, let's see how Seratona's doing here. Working with 5 villagers. Those folks are really doing an amazing job getting their food and their wood together. Again, we have a map that has a lot of water on it. There's a block up at the top in the northwest panel where you can't get through, but the rest of the water map appears open to everyone. So we have the Inca, the Spanish, and the Bohemians versus the Vikings and the Huns. Doing all right, hun. Okay, I'm going to come over here and check out a couple of other stats. Let's see how we're doing on total scores. We have those in the bottom right there. And what are we looking at here for villager counts? We have Viracocha up to an early overall score lead. Looks like we need to get our home team favorites here cranking out some more villagers. So on the last game, we had military conquest or a wonder victory. Those are both available. Build and defend a wonder. Or complete military conquest. I see our Inca Scout. The Eagle Scout running here across the center of the map. Absolutely one of my favorite units. Love to watch the Eagle Scouts in action. World's Edge has done an amazing job with this more than 20-year-old game. an update, 2 patches that just came out in the last week. A full patch and an update just came out, rebalancing civilizations. You can't use WADs to move the map. Okay, and there goes Seratona on more food production with that mill. Let's see how our individual resources are doing. Once again, the AIs are really working hard on food. That did not work out well for them strategically in the last game. So it will be interesting to see if King Alfonso on red team is actually able to turn that into victory conditions. In the Dark Age, it's really about your your villager management, making sure that you don't have any idle units, that you're getting all the food you need, not leaving anything out there to waste, and certainly not sacrificing any of your villagers to those wild animals. Red team working on housing, 3 houses, a town center, and a mill. Lumber is going. Blue team is just now starting their mining run. They're going to be working on gathering some gold. And teal is over here already with a dock and getting their fishing game in gear. Farms already down around the town center. Shrimp Army Games now building a dock. The barracks is set. This is a very similar map to our last game where the natural terrain is not conducive to good defense. So we're going to be looking at how people choose to set up their defensive positions as they get into feudal age. Seratona and Shrimpy playing an allied game. We have Wenceslaus in feudal age now. Let's see if that translates into anything helpful for them. One of the challenges as we race through ages here is making sure that you're upgrading your civ-specific technologies as you upgrade in age. Every time you advance in age from Dark Ages to Feudal to Castle to Imperial, you get new technologies. Some of them are beneficial. Some of them are just nice to do when you're playing casual, just you alone on a map enjoying the building game that is baked into Age of Empires. Now, we've been playing Race to the Wonder, which is a non-combat style of play. Seratona advanced to the feudal age. There's another one. As Grandma has raised 125 pounds in the past 3 days, let me share some of the things this can fund. Thank you, Sushi. What will the children gain? A visit from superheroes to the hospice. Oh, that's wonderful. I've seen videos of how much that can mean. End of the day, the real superheroes are the folks who are working for CHSW, but gosh, how lovely a reminder for the kids to see superheroes from their favorite mediums. 2 hydrotherapy sessions for children with super tight muscles. Hydrotherapy is such an underrated therapeutic benefit. Really helpful to have that buoyancy. I've been amazed to see how often that is used with dogs. I knew it was used with horses growing up as kind of a horsey girl. All right, we have 4 out of 5 players in the feudal age right now. That means things are going to start moving forward. King Alfonso is hanging back in advancing to feudal age. That can be a strategy in and of itself. A day out to the zoo for a whole group, and they can include their siblings. I love the zoo. The zoo is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Everywhere I have traveled, I have tried to make a point of going to the zoo while I'm there. And I have multiple stuffed animals who hang out with me all the time who are from different zoos. We have the white tiger cub from, I believe that one comes from the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. I have a penguin from the San Diego Zoo who lives with my telly, because penguin on the telly. An adorable little snow leopard cub. There we go. Finally, all 5 players out here in the feudal age. That means building construction is going to be important. You don't want to waste your resources putting up buildings that you're not going to need to advance to the next stage. So this, again, is about efficient resource management, keeping those villagers engaged, not allowing idle villagers to hang around. Shrimp Army Games and Wenceslaus the One-Eyed both holding the lead in the villager highs. King Alfonso hoarding a lot of food over there and gathering almost no wood. Either that or they're using it as fast as they get it. And then one of my favorite animals is a large otter that I picked up at the Seattle Aquarium that I visited last year with friends. And that's actually big enough to serve as a hug pillow or shoulder support for me while I sleep. Because a regular pillow can be too big, but that little otter is fabulous. A rhythm music workshop. Speaking as somebody who wanted to be a music teacher, that is incredible. Not only for your body and for your coordination, but it is amazing for brain development. A rhythm music workshop. I love to see that. Followed by hot dogs for lunch. I love me some good hot dogs. Chop them up and put them in the mac and cheese, please. And a hot chocolate for a dessert drink. Oh, wow. This is what you guys did. Look what you have done for these children. A full day themed room. Think astronaut themed day. And a new projector for indoor stargazing. Oh, that is so cool. I remember the first time I went to the planetarium. One of the benefits of growing up within 2 hours of the nation's capital and Philadelphia and Baltimore was having the ability to visit some of these places where they have planetariums, where you can sit in those rooms with the ceilings and the projectors and watch cosmic phenomena play out. A music therapy session with their staff music therapist 4 times for a music therapy session. That's what your 125 pounds have done for Children's Hospice Southwest and the more than 500 families who benefit from their care. All of this at no cost to the families. Oh, Sushi Cannon, thank you so much. Is there even more? Oh my goodness, that is just... I'm so glad that I finally got my shit together to make this happen. I wanted to do this, but I didn't know how because I don't do Mario Kart. And when you said this year, you don't have to, you can do anything you want. I thought, okay, what do I want? And I realized that Blue Team is setting up a second town center right next to Teal. That's a bold strategy. That's a very bold strategy. So let me go back over that again. For our little 3-day, 6 hours max fundraiser, we raised £125. They get a visit from superheroes to the hospice for a great fun time. Or 2 hydrotherapy sessions for children with super tight muscles. Or a day out to the zoo for a whole group, including siblings. Possibly a rhythm music workshop to get everyone moving, followed by hot dogs for lunch and a hot chocolate dessert drink. They might get a full day themed room. Thinking about astronauts and things like that, maybe pirates, and a new projector for indoor stargazing so kids can stay cozy. A music therapy session with this on-staff music therapist. What a great job to have. And that would be 4 sessions. You can fund the juggler for the circus? Juggling is another incredible skill that's completely underrated. I remember one of the military deployments I had, we had a couple people who knew how to juggle, and captivating, absolutely captivating to watch people with that kind of coordination. Oh, we've got monasteries up here. There are monasteries going up. It looks like there's going to be some relic acquisition. Enough face paints to cover the whole year. Face painting. I love that. Red is going after a really bold strategy, taking down a rhino without a mill nearby. Shrimp Army Games has people eating turtles. You're harvesting turtles? Holy cow. Oh my gosh! Not the turtles. I don't know, turtle soup, I guess. I mean... Oh, not again! Hang on. OBS crapped out. Okay, I've got to turn these guys... Okay, sorry guys. It is almost halfway to replacing the giant gathering drum. Oh, how cool is that? Alright, I've turned off the sound, I'm sorry. I know you all want to hear the rapid chopping on the trees, but the little sound effect for the chat chime is about to send me through the roof. We have 3 of our 5 players already in Castle Age. Still watching King Alfonso, well over 3,000 food and barely 100 wood. Not sure what their strategy is moving forward. Some folks having already used up all their stone. That is quite the lean forward, economy-wise, in this game. 125 pounds is over halfway to covering the cost of prom for the teens in care. They might miss their own school prom because of their circumstances. And nobody should have to miss big life events like that. Significant emotional events. I know my prom was absolutely incredible. Ended up going with a young man who had a girlfriend, but before they started dating, his girlfriend had promised another guy she would go to prom with him. She didn't want to break that promise, so he and I went together as besties, and he ended up going on to be very well accomplished. He went to Berklee School of Music. He was an incredible vocalist and very talented overall musician. I went to school with a lot of people who were really amazing dramatists and musicians. Several people going to North Carolina School of the Arts and other prestigious places like that. So it looks like blue is getting fairly aggressive. They don't seem to have had much competition on their town center, but teal put up a monastery right next to blue's town center. That is kind of an amazing thought. No resources to build. It's because you're out of wood, mate. And what is blue putting over here? A siege workshop. Blue is definitely going for early combat economy. Sushi, it's really wonderful how much, not just, we did not really raise that much, but how much Children's Hospice Southwest is able to maximize. Okay, looks like there's relics coming in. Wenceslaus the One-Eyed, blue team, has a monk returning already with a relic. Eagle Scout heading into the Lime Camp. I'm just going to tab back real quick and check. Nope, we're okay at the moment. I think I might have caught that in time. Yeah, I would say, Serotonin, if you wanted to press red, they're not making very effective use of their stuff, but blue team is definitely coming out aggressively with the military units. Let's see what this is. That looks like another siege workshop here in teal. And it is. Teal has a forward siege workshop. So for Castle Age, red is still hanging out in feudal age. So I see no reason why a forward press toward red territory would go amiss. But it does look like they've managed to set up a blacksmith. Blue with several docks going. That will give them access down the southwest, west and south coastline. Let's see what kind of activity we have. Teal just still using fishing boats, but it looks like Lime is coming out with some of the bigger vessels. Let's see if this time Lime pushes those vessels up the coast as opposed to leaving them defensively in reserve. Teal really coming out strong with the buildings right now. Everybody except red in Castle Age. They've been going for 30 years and are able to do so much magic, says Sushi, with really not a lot. A trip for a whole group to the zoo is so much fun for the kids. Oh, absolutely can't imagine the laughter and the joy. And I absolutely love animals, and being able to see animals in person that you would never see in your life if you didn't go to the Amazon or to Madagascar and other things like that. Just an incredible treat. Although I do remember going to the Denver Zoo when I was stationed in Colorado and seeing a large group of people gathered around a building that looked kind of plain, and it had a little wooden fence. It didn't look like an animal enclosure at all because it was a maintenance shack, and there was a nest of baby bunnies playing in the front yard. You do try to donate something practical to them. This year I may gift them a new gathering drum. Sushi, your generosity amazes me. Your ability to convert what would normally be a helpless situation into being helpful, and turning that energy back into benefits for the people who also received the level of care that you and Noah received. Okay. Wolfie really pushing those berserkers. I'm not sure. Well, red finally made it into Castle Age. But I'm starting to wonder if red is going to be able to make any kind of a defense against blue. Blue has a siege workshop that is already cranking out tons of material. They have a monastery with a relic. So their gold is... Let's see. Population. Shrimp Army maxing with 65 villagers. That's a lot. Wenceslaus with 26 military. Top of the line there. 27 military coming out every few seconds there. Last year was the new game room sofa. I love that sofa and the picture of you with the staff and the piece part suppliers all donated to that. Yes, you had a kind of like a matching thing with your work, right? Or did they do a just a large payment? All that matters is making sure these warrior kids and their families have the best possible time for as much time as they have. Absolutely. Quality. Quantity is not guaranteed. It's the quality that matters. We made the seat wipeable, so soda spills were... Yay! What you got going on there, Shrimpy? Oh, look at you. Got the traps out. Don't forget to move your galleons around. Okay, we're looking at the resources now. Still blue team with 34 military. Let's take a look here and see. Serotonin, it's showing you have a couple of idols. You got about 5 villagers out there playing cards on the smoking dock. Yeah, few things will deteriorate upholstery and furniture as quickly as liquid spills, especially of sugary stuffs. But I'm sure that's also a big deal for a lot of the kids, is having specific dietary needs and things like that. Okay, looks like Teal was very successful in pulling Blue's resources away from the center of the map. Blue is definitely working on a very chess-oriented strategy, and it also looks like they're pushing into Red's territory. They're looking to claim that southeastern line of coastline open to both gold and lime. So yeah, it would definitely appear, Wolfie, you've got a couple of stray units over there hanging out by the coast on the eastern shore. And Blue is definitely pushing hard and fast into Red's recently abandoned territory. So Chimera Fabrics gave us all the fabric. Prytex donated all the cut foam. James Latham donated all the spruce for the sofa frame. It was made for you guys? And Modus donated the time to have it all made and delivered. That is an extraordinary gift. What a fabulous project. Yeah, Wolfie, I don't think you'd go amiss with a second forward castle. There it is. But it looks like Blue is really going to try to go for flanking maneuvers. And you work for Modus. Okay. We let CHSW design it, so they also chose one open end. So a wheelchair user, yes, could more easily transfer as well. One of our players might use a wheelchair. Nope, we're not going to run any ad breaks. Okay, I see Shrimp Army Games coming out here again with the strong military presence. Wolfie, I'm starting to get concerns about Blue Team coming down the eastern and central eastern side of that map. They have 3 relics, so you know their gold production is you might want to well, Serotonin, I shouldn't give you advice, but you're taking down red buildings, and I would go after the blue ones, frankly. Well, your soldiers are doing their AI pathing, but if I were you, I would start targeting some of those blue assets as quickly as possible, especially that siege engine workshop right in the center of the map. They're going to get a lot of mileage out of that. Okay, Shrimpy now up with 2 castles. Serotonin up with 2 castles. Somebody may want to fill the gap between Serotonin's 2 gold castles. And Modus was the one who donated the time to have it made and delivered. Just incredible stuff, Sushi. 2 little guys just doing their own thing. Yes, good. Triple castle. Can't wait to see that. Okay, 3 players in Imperial Age. There's only 4 players now. King Alfonso did resign the match. So, yeah, they're all castle mad. It was kind of shocking to see just how small castles are. Blue employing this horseshoe formation. That's about the 3rd time I've seen that formation come up. And I'm really surprised that Teal has given them no push and no aggression. These little guys over here just taking out a farm. What barracks? I don't see a barracks. Oh. And, yep, there we go. There's another forward castle right in the center. On Blue Team. They now have 3 town centers. That's how they're getting all those villagers out so fast. Looks like Gold sent some warriors in there to take them on, and they've now retreated that castle position. Either that or that was that your castle, Serotonin? Ruh-roh. They came in and took you out. Okay, looks like we have a little skirmishing going on now finally over here at the new blue barracks. Shrimp Army Games, let's see how you're doing. Let's see a red unit down here. What do we have going on? There is a lone archer out here on the west coast from Red's team. But I think, yeah. But since Red resigned, that poor fella's just going to stand there till the end of time. Okay, Shrimp Army Games. With a massive cavalry charge. Once again, looking a lot like the Zerglings. Let's see how all of this goes. Once again, back to our resources. Shrimp Army Games really pushing wood and gold right now. Serotonin, big on wood and gold as well. Viracocha looking down on almost all materials except for stone. Oh, I'm now looking at that stone. Shrimp Army Games with a villager high of 78. Wenceslaus with surprisingly little gold for 3 relics, but that probably speaks to their military population. So let's take a look there on military. Seratona with the high score so far, 1329 on military. And that's the score, not the number of units. Number of units so far, Shrimp Army Games with 50 and Blue Team with 43. The trebuchets have been employed against the Inca. Looks like Blue Team might be coming down to help defend them. Nope, they're coming down to defend their own resources. Shrimp Army's trebuchets creating a bottleneck for the blue forces to come through so they can be eliminated. Blue forces trying to take down those trebuchets. Oh, that's a nasty battle. That's a nasty battle right in there. Oh boy. That is not going well for the Lime cavalry units. We have some gold berserkers coming in to try to clean up, but siege engines are on the way. Trebuchets might want to pack up and GTFO, mate.
Wood, please.
Blue lost a lot of resources there. Let's see if those trebuchets have any route to escape. Oh, they're getting bogged down. They're getting bogged down and mired. Okay, there we go. Lime is pulling that out. We have a couple of trebuchets with a guard. Okay, they actually still have cavalry guarding them well. There's a forward castle on Lime's part, and looks like Gold is over here in the center cleaning up the last of those blue forces. Blue forces took a massive hit. Their military went from 43 to 6 in one swell foop. I know what I said. Their population is down to 30 out of 95. I imagine taking out some of those town centers would probably be a useful trick. But with the firepower of town centers anymore, that might be better to go after siege workshops or other resources like that. And Viracocha has resigned. They said they resigned by mistake, but you're an AI, so I doubt that happened. The veracity of your statement is in grave question, sir. And there goes the Gold Warriors against Town Center Blue. Viracocha still has some resources on the map. Fishing ship out there. Shrimp Army Games with 2 defensive galleons down at the southernmost point of the map and 2 more over here on the west coast. Let's take a look now at what's going down the east coast. Is Blue going to be making any additional pushes from their dock? We have some gold units massing up here in what used to be Red's territory, and it does not look like Blue's making much of a push. That's a Red workshop, that's a Red mill. Blue does have a siege engine workshop ready for production, but their resources are so low, it's going to be a wonder if they haven't sunk everything into buildings and no longer have the resources to prop up the forces they need to pull out the win. There goes the siege engine workshop in the center of the map that was doing so much damage earlier to Lime's resources. We have 2 players out of the game. Teal and red are both gone. It is lime and gold versus blue at this point, and it's not looking good for blue. If I'm going to be completely honest, and I am, I'm pretty sure if blue lost that monastery and those relics came out of their possession, they would be completely crippled in the production of castle units. Most castle and civ specific units require significant gold. Is that Teal? Teal was actually trying to create a forward town center all the way past the center line. Okay, there we go. Gold team. Lots of military units hanging out in the center of the map. And a slight push to the east will get them some critical assets in a marketplace and a monastery. We'll see what happens as we move over here to check out Lime's forces. They are working the mines. The children yearn for the mines. And yet another amazing production, of cavalry forces prepared to become the Swarmies. What are you? A paladin. So we have elite Tarkans, and we have heavy cavalry archers, which are absolutely devastating units, and now almost nearly a dozen trebuchets. Okay, maybe half a dozen. I might exaggerate on occasion. And there we go. The full skirmish has come up. Gold armies have taken out that marketplace. If they can take out that monastery or the forces that blue is trying to amass there in the center, that will effectively cripple blue's production. Looking at the resources here, and blue team is down under 500 on every single resource. Meanwhile, Shrimp Army Games has plus 5,000. Okay, looks like gold team has been forced to sacrifice those military units, but what a devastating blow they have dealt to blue team. Now, here come more berserkers. The Viking berserkers are out here taking down houses. Go to the east. Go to the east. Further east and south. The eye in the sky. The eye in the sky is trying to convince you. Shrimp Army Games coming across the center of the map now. As cannon fodder, yeah, but if you take out that monastery, mate, that's... Shrimp Army Games has set up these trebuchets against teal positions, and I find that a curious strategy, but it would seem that blue is trying to reset their marketplace. I bet somebody could get in the middle of that real quick. And we have a couple of knights hanging out here along the tree line. Shrimp Army Games getting in there with haste. Blue is considering mounting a defense. They're all heading toward the town center on the western side of their territory. Still a monastery with 3 relics completely untouched. And there it is. There it is. Let's take a look one last time at our map. Blue was trying hard, but frankly, The resources were not holding up. Losing that marketplace right here toward the end game was a big deal. Blue was not pushing forward with castle production and putting a lot of reliance on their siege weapons. You forgot Teal was already dead. Yeah, that's why I kind of just brought it up there very casually, you know. Not like I'm trying to help specific teammates of mine. So red was the first to retire over here. Absolutely the last to make any of the ages. We'll take a look at our statistics here coming up soon. A second town center in there for the gold team. Definitely a 2-castle push. 3 castles here in the lime territory. Marketplace, is that a university? It is. We had all the major military units, but definitely lime was pushing hard into all the mining. There are no more mining resources to be had in this green territory. They have absolutely strip mined the entire region. And out here with their sustainable fishing agriculture, that was another brilliant move to keep that food rolling in. I know that World's Edge has really been trying to move people out of the standard cookie cutter opening gambits that everybody has studied. It's very similar to chess. And that's something that I'll be including in my Grandma's Games Lab Patreon. But let's head out to the statistics for a moment and take one last look here at statistics. Every team in sports has a home team announcer, right? Except the team can't hear them. So I'm literally cheating and should never be allowed to announce a game where the players can actually hear me. They took 117 to Valhalla with them. They're not allowed in Valhalla. They have gone to Gehenna. So yeah, here we go. On the basic scores, we're looking at Seratona with the military high point. Shrimp Army Games claiming victory in every other scoring capacity. Timelines. Let's get over here and take a look at when things happened. Again, the Spaniards coming in last to get to feudal age. Blue team was already hitting castle by the time the Spanish made it to feudal. And teal with an early castle, but a huge failure to capitalize. When you look at the differentiation between the light and the dark colors, the darker version of the color is military buildup. And so you can see that blue was building up military and sending it very early against red, but not maintaining the press, where I really feel like blue lost an opportunity to go around that eastern flank and begin challenging the gold team, which I felt was a very viable strategy, but turned out that blue was not looking that way. They were really trying to concentrate power in the center of the map, very much like a chess master would do. So an absolutely beautiful, consistent performance from the Lime team here. High villager production all the way through, keeping those resources flowing and still managing to make enough resources to create a substantial army. Looking in here where gold was maximizing military forces right at a time when Lime was losing some, and then blue just steadily lost as both Lime and green increased. Gorgeous, gorgeous gameplay from all the human players. AI can get wrecked. REKTAI. Okay, well, we didn't lose stream quite as hard that time. Sad to see these early wins not being maximized, and it really does seem to play out every single time that the fastest castle age is being converted into victory. So wonder if World's Edge will ever make any changes toward that, but to be fair, your Civ-specific castle units are generally going to be your strongest units. And we saw that happening with the elite Tarkins and the heavy cavalry from Shrimp Army. Shrimp, were you making your heavy cavalry through the stable or through the castle? Yeah, failure to capitalize on 2K relic gold because they weren't making any castle units. You were getting them through both. Okay. I know the Tarkins definitely are coming out of the castle. Kept forgetting to build houses. Well, once you started getting your castle push up, you were making up for it. Tarkins can be trained in both. Oh. I had no idea. But through castle initially. Copy that. So once you get to Imperial, I'm guessing, then you start getting the... Okay. Well, there we have it. Overall scores. Trophies handed out. What'd you get something in? What'd you get a trophy in? Most valuable player. Oh, for the opposition, maybe. There's an upgrade in Castle Age. Ooh, cooey. Cooey. All right. Largest army, Shrimpy, with almost 100 military units. Economy. Those trebuchets coming in clutch. I think the only note I would have there as a strategic spectator would be to split those into groups of 3 using control groups and spreading those trebs out in groups of 3 to target different areas of someone's base camp. But who am I to critique a game well played and a match won? Okay, here we come back to Grandma's house. If you can hear the sound of my voice, you amazing people have been hanging out in the pillow and blanket fort watching Grandma Plays a Game. I'm Grandma. This is my channel where I play games. And today we have been concluding our fundraiser on behalf of Noah's Legacylaps benefiting Children's Hospice Southwest. And before we close today, feel free to use any of the commands in our title screen, in the stream title, to find out more about Noah's Legacylaps and Children's Hospice Southwest. As you can see, we met and we even exceeded our goal by 25 pounds. That's going to bring a lot of joy and a lot of quality of life improvements for the children who are benefiting from Children's Hospice Southwest. Keeping in mind that the services provided by Children's Hospice Southwest are completely free of charge for the families. And that's why this kind of fundraising is so important, because the last thing any parent with a sick child should have to worry about is whether or not they're going to lose their child, their house, and everything they own. It's just too much. So happy to be a part of this small portion, this drop in the pond for Children's Hospice Southwest, but I'm grateful to everyone, to Jinxie, to Wolfie, to Sarah Death, to Sweet Pea, to Spariel, everyone who donated. And let me make sure that's all our names, because I closed the link. Donations. Jinxie, Sweet Pea, Sarah Death, and Wolfie Kohaku for making this all possible. Thank you to Sushi Cannon for turning tragedy into a benefit. A joy-bringing fundraising opportunity for streamers like us to bring games into the helping sphere, as so many people do. GDQ with Médecins Sans Frontières and all the streamers who participate fundraising for St. Jude throughout June. Thank you, Wolfie. Shrimp Army Games, the absolute MVPs on the day. Thank you so much for sacrificing your time to help. I'm going to go not speak for the rest of the day. But it has been my absolute pleasure to be your esports announcer and host for the chaos that has been Age of Empires Tournament of Derpians. Yeah, I think it would be absolute fun to do more of these types of streams, bring in more Age of Empires players, and we could always do that type of a thing, that every time we play Age of Empires, we can have ourselves a little fundraising stream just for that period of time, playing Age of Empires, and whatever we bring in will go to Children's Hospice Southwest. Just common. It's actually quite exhausting. It's a surprising thing to talk for 3 hours straight. But hey, we've got it. We did it. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to go decompress. I hope you can go decompress. Everybody make note. Sunday, Monster Carts. Fun for the whole family. August 24th, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. British Standard Time. You're going to be taking a look at Sherby Cheese Pops, Gusty J, One Line Derek, Worried Bacon Gaming, Bolvaic, Snorhawk 64, The Death King 44, Lady Flea, Granamir, Mcheck 5, Omri 78. They will all be streaming Noah's Legacylaps. There will be 12 players. They will all be on Discord chats. And let me see if we have, if he's still up. You can go ahead and get yourself. Nope, that's not how it works. Hang on, I can copy that and turn it into something helpful. Oh, for the love of Pete. No? Okay, never mind. Wolfie, can you please take that name and do a shout out for me? Hi, Moomin. I send my love to you. Just put SO Cheese Pops for me, if you don't mind. And I will go check and see if they're actually still streaming at the moment. Oh, maybe they're not. I know I follow them because they are, they pop up on my alerts. Okay, they might have closed down their stream. Okay. Okay. He is still going. Why can't I see his stream? My sidebar's broken. Oh, no, he's offline. That's okay, because you can go over there and throw them a follow anyway. That will be a very... He's got another hour and a half? I don't know. I just clicked on the link and it... I don't know. Clicked on the link and it said he's offline. He could be having problems too. There have been tons of people having trouble with, as we saw today with my stream, with OBS and Twitch behaving poorly, not working and playing well together. Not fair to call him lazy. I will leave that privilege to you, madam. I know you guys have a great relationship, and I admire and respect both of you for everything you do. I don't think there's any more to be said. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. If you're interested in making any last-minute donations, please feel free to pop in there, and whatever change you have in your pocket, it will make a difference to Children's Hospice Southwest. Thank you, Sushi, for including me and for being a part of my community, for creating this overlay for me, because I am like a monkey with a coconut when it comes to doing things graphically. So I just really appreciate everybody who participated in any way possible, including all of you in Lurkerland hanging out in the Pillow and Blanket Fort. So now it's time for me to do another thing. Oh, hello. And do this and that and that and say thank you so much for being here. Here is some beautiful music and a lovely photo montage to walk you out of our Age of Empires Tournament of Derpians stream chaos finale. Thank you very much. Please take a moment sometime during the rest of your day to do something kind for yourself because you are deserving of kindness. And it's good practice for when you want to do something kind for somebody else. Until I see you again, please remember that I love you. See you when I see you. Bye.